Welcome to Basic English course. In this lecture, we will talk about been. Most of the students are worried about has been, have been, had been, will have been. In the previous lecture, we discussed about be family. In be, we discussed is, am, are, was, were and will be. And we have taught you all the possible structures there. So in this lecture, I have written all the possible structures. For example, she has been a great learner. A great learner, it's a noun phrase. Recall NP. In the previous lectures, I taught you about NP noun phrase like a tall lady, a tall lady, a tall lady, a brilliant student, a naughty child. So all the noun phrases can be adjusted here with has been or have been. For he, she, it, or singular name or a singular noun phrase, we can use has been, and with other pronouns or plural nouns like Ali and Ahmed, John and David, with plural nouns or with plural noun phrase, we can use have been, like those brilliant students have been great learners. So she has been a great learner. She had been a great learner. It is past tense. She had been a great learner, or she had been a great student. That means in her school life, she used to be a great learner or a great student. Like she always struggled hard, she always tried to impress the teachers, and she always completed the assignments given by the teachers. So she had been throughout the semester, throughout the course. Here, the important thing about being is we have some duration in our mind. Duration. Like when you say she has been a great learner, somebody can ask you from when to when. You say, oh, for 3 years. She has been a great learner for 3 years. You will understand it in a better way here in perfect continuous tense, because you already have read these things. They have been learning for 2 days. That means they started learning before 2 days and they are still learning. So here a noun phrase can come after this been. A great student. For future, will have been. She will have been a great student, a great teacher, a great businessman, a great learner, a great nurse. Whatever comes in your mind, you can put it here. You can also use single adjective. For example, a husband comes at home and he asks the wife, have you completed the work? She says, I have been busy. That means since morning I have been busy. Or whole day I have been busy with the kids. Or I have been busy in the kitchen. So that means she has been doing something or she was doing something. Tense, you can categorize it in 3 tenses, like has been, had been, or will have been for future, and had been for past, and has been, have been for present. Second structure we can use with this been is prepositional phrase. That means an adverbial. Adverbial, she has been in the kitchen. In the kitchen is whole prepositional phrase. You can also say she has been there. She has been there. There is an adverb. She has been there, that means she was present there. Or she has been there for 3 hours, for 10 hours, for 10 days. That means she has been staying there. She has been living there. Second, for past, she had been in the kitchen. In the kitchen, that means she had been doing something in past. You might be confused about when to use has been and when to use had been. I will discuss these things in the coming lectures, but in this lecture I'm just giving you a roadmap. When I teach you all the topics individually, like has been separately, had been separately, and will have been separately, then I'll tell you what is the difference between these things or among these things. So this is the past. She had been in the kitchen, so we used a prepositional phrase here, in the kitchen, like she had been doing something in the kitchen. For future, will have been, that is for future, and again a prepositional phrase. she will have been in the kitchen. That means she will have been busy doing something in the kitchen. The third thing we can use with this structure is the tense ing form, verb ing form, like going, eating, cooking, speaking, writing. That means, for instance, you are watching my lecture, I would say, I have been speaking for 5 minutes. That means I started to record this lecture 5 minutes ago, but I'm still speaking. So perfect plus continuous. There are two tenses here, perfect plus continuous. Perfect is I have completed for 5 minutes, like I have completed the lecture, half, might be half. The next thing is I'm still teaching, I'm still recording, I'm still speaking. So here is another example I have written. They have been learning. Learning is a verb, third form, ing form. Learning is an ing form, and for 2 days its duration, its time period. You can also use since morning, since 1992, since 2012, any duration. I will discuss this since for in the coming lectures. Again, I'm telling you, in this lecture I'm just giving you a roadmap. So for past, again learning is ing form, and for 2 days its duration. Like she had been learning for 2 days in past, she spent 2 days to learn a certain thing, might be digital marketing or something else. They will have been learning. Again, this learning is ing form. So here we are learning easy stuff, like first noun phrase, then I taught you about adjective. Individually you can use adjective, like she's been busy, and prepositional phrase, she has been there, she has been, like adverb, she has been there, and prepositional phrase, she has been at the store, she has been at office, she has been in the room. And for next, third structure is ing form. This is the third structure, ing form, like it is perfect continuous tense. The fourth is passive structure. It is passive structure of perfect tenses, passive voices. You might have heard passive voice. This is passive voice of perfect tenses. Like when you say somebody has invited you, that means you have been invited by someone. When you read this example, you have been invited. Invited is third form. So in all the passive structures we use third form. Here I have also used third form. So invited is third form. You have been invited, that means somebody has invited you. You had been invited, that means somebody had invited you in past. Perfect tense, past perfect. Future perfect, you will have been invited in future, that means somebody will have invited you. Like somebody will have completed this job to invite you. For example, let me write another example. Food has been cooked. This might be an easier example. Food has been cooked. For past, food, you can use the food, some food. Here there is a short space, that's why I have eliminated few determiners. Food had been cooked, and for future, food will have been cooked. So one common thing we have learned here, has been, had been, and will have been, they are not changing their place. They are coming in between, in the middle. And other things we are using are noun phrases, prepositional phrases, ing forms of verb, and third form of verb for passive structures. The same we had done in the previous class with like with will be, with was, were, and with is, am, are. Like she is a great learner, she was a great learner, she will be a great learner. She is in the car, she was in the car, she will be in the car. She is learning right now, she was learning yesterday when I called her, she will be learning in the next coming days, future continuous action. And here she is invited, she was invited, and she will be invited. One more thing we had studied, being, for the passive structure of continuous tenses, like she is being invited or she was being invited. These two were extra. In this lecture, like in being case, there is no being, there is no addition of being. So remember this thing. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you want to get my complete course, subscribe my channel and wait for my next videos. And please also visit the playlist for the past lectures. Thank you. Bye bye.